So GT Arcade have surprised us, and we've seen the return to Westeros after just a few months of last one happening, which was a much shorter break than we saw before. I expected a much longer one. I think it's part of the Midsummer Festival here. So obviously I think most of us know how this goes. You try to re-invite friends who've quit, although most of the time it's bringing back your own alts to buy out the shop. I think we all know how this goes. So in terms of the scoring system of the points, it's fairly simple. You get a lot for bringing back accounts that have recharged a lot of black diamonds before, or just recharging on them yourself when you bring them back, or if it's actually a friend you bring back and they want to play again actively, then great. But the main thing you'll probably have control over is this. Return players will grant their companion 2 companion points for each activity point they earn in game. So this is the daily activity here. So this will be times by 2. And for me today, it would be 640 companion points. I think most of us will want to be going for this 50k chest in the store. To get that you need probably 3 accounts, which, assuming they haven't been spent on, so they have like low base values when you return them. With 3 accounts you can get about 2,000 points a day if you fully do the maintenance. In terms of the shop, I do think this is what you want to be going for. First of all, the Kingdom Elite March skin is probably the main thing you're going to want. If you don't have it, it's the only expedition damage March skin in the game. It gives total defense as an owned bonus, which is honestly pretty decent if you can pair it with like another PvP March skin, because that's just passive stats plus the motivation recovery. But if this lets you 2-shot instead of 3-shot or 4, for example, that is huge value. I think that's the best thing in there. And then most of the March skins are good. If you don't have a PvP March skin, you're going to want them. A lot of them have like shelter capacity and stuff on them, which is always useful. You know, if you want to be a 0 castle, which most lower spending players should be, that will always be good. You'll want the PvP stats and whatnot. Some good castle exteriors, but nothing too great. There's the June's Fort in there, but we already had the anniversary event one, which is Oath, so that isn't as important anymore. It's like Beacon of Light. That was, I think, the first 2,000 black diamonds recharge skin. I missed that. I think a lot of people missed that because it was when they jumped up from 1,000 black diamond recharge to 2,000. I think it annoyed a lot of people at the time, so a lot of people just didn't do it. But the fact you can get it for effectively free is really good. 5,000 passive army size is great. You know, with a 50% scroll, will be 7.5k extra army size on your marches. It's always useful. Past that, I think motivation is probably the second best offer. We've seen how much harder motivation has been made to get, with it being basically removed from the diamond store, or at least not being able to be bought en masse. So 20k for just 3,000 points is a really good deal. And then probably honor banners I think is the best, because most other things are just a bit overpriced in my opinion. Maybe transnationals are fairly cost efficient in terms of what you get for it, but you can get 1,000 honor banners here. That's really useful. That will really help you on your way to getting like Castle Glory 10 if you're going for that, which is quite a tough long-term goal to get without, you know, spending on stuff. There's a few tricks to getting it. Just an aside, I think if you can get the tokens, buying out the CCS store with them really helps speed it up, but you can only get 200 a month, so getting 1,000 here is just massive. There are a few tricks to maximizing the daily activity. So most things are fairly self-explanatory, like wounded soldiers, you're going to want to put all your alts in the same alliance, in the same kingdom ideally, so you can run rebel camps. That will get you, the rebel camp daily activity done, plus you can just wound a bunch of soldiers so you can get this done daily. You don't necessarily need to do well against the camp. Like, it's just attack a rebel camp, you can lose and still get that done. So you can wound soldiers and get that attack quest done at once. Commander XP, obviously you just have to do it manually, it's kind of annoying, especially on multiple accounts, but fairly self-explanatory. On these trained soldiers ones, you can do a little trick to speed it up. I think you want to go to just tier 1s and then type in 500 and lock it, and then you can do that for all the tier 1s. And then every day when you log on, you can, you won't have to do all the scrolling and doing it as manually. You can just click, 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 done on each one. That will speed up the process. Because this really is very grindy, you don't want to be taking more time than necessary or you will go insane. Because it does take so long. Gather ones, train troops with these, and send them out gathering. You don't have to send and finish off nodes, you can just send to like level 1s or 2s and get that 10 or 5k and just have them come back. The help ally one, the trick to this is you want to join open joining alliances and just keep hopping between them, and you'll find helps in there throughout. That's fairly easy to get done, it just needs a bit of alliance hopping to do so. Claim mysterious chest. It's kind of annoying to do. I personally on the alts just don't bother, it takes too long, too much time. Someone message in chat, just type a dot in alliance chat in your open join alliance or whatever, DM your main with it. Challenge training grounds, you can try and get into the top 500 if possible and just blitz it every day. Same with Werewood. I think you need like 618 to blitz it. If you can get to that point, that will speed it up. And what else is there? Rebel leaders, you can multi-attack. If you manage to get 5 hits off at once, that will get that done immediately. Spend 500 diamonds. I think the best way to do that is just put, something like 1000 motivation in your daily VIP store and just buy that out daily. And then you can use the ult to like weaken a rebel and finish it in your main for your main alliance or something like that. Use resource time 5 times. You can just do that and it's done. As I said, you can blitz this, trade merchant ship. Pretty self-explanatory. And that's it really. It's obviously a simple event. You just have to max out the daily activity. You need the accounts to bring back, which I think a lot of us have been caught out by how quickly this has came back. A lot of our accounts haven't gone off the map because we weren't expecting it. You might have to ask around to old friends or stuff like that, see if people have accounts lying around that can be brought back. You can bring back like Hoth accounts and stuff, although that can make it more difficult because things like Werewood and hitting rebel leaders will give Lord XP, and you won't want to get them above level 15, I think, on the Lord level. So, but you can still do it, it will just slow the process down a bit. You can still do the training, the commander XP, the wounded soldiers, the gathering, diamonds, help, stuff like that. It's not a deal breaker necessarily. So yeah, there you go, that is Return to Westeros. Hope everyone can get the rewards they want from it.